Welcome to Project Brupeg. My name's Damien. We're converting a sunken fishing trawler into a global expedition and research boat. We're community funded and you can get on board. To check out more about our missions, have a look at our website brupeg.com. If you'd like to support us, you can check us out on Patreon. Look for Project Brupeg. We've stuck these huge windows in the last couple of days. We're going to show you how to do it.
Let's go away like you see me now.
On the inside of Brupeg, in the lounge, we've got Jess's editing desk. I've cleared pretty much everything away. What I need to do, it's a bit hard to show you with the light, but I need to peel what is this old plastic drum skin basically out. We use those to stop the bugs coming in, and they're very noisy and they've got to come out. So let's get into ripping that out. I had this idea that I'd go through and I'd neatly like cut all the way around the edge and trim it out and then just peel it out and it'll be all good. I have a slightly different idea now. That was way more fun. Alright, go and give the sand up. When I built this frame, that's 50mm wide and there's a 3mm skin of steel on this outside here. So I basically sunk that flat piece there that you can see is a piece of, 5mm by 30mm flat bar that's welded in. I sunk that gap on the left hand side of that bar. You can sort of see, if I can just show you, so this gap in here and that depth there is 15mm, and I've done that on purpose. The glass is 10mm and I wanted to have 5mm of sealant, so if I have the glass absolutely flush, I know I have to have had 5mm of sealant in there, and I've also got enough movement all the way around to allow for quite a bit of expansion with the glass and so on. So I'm just doing a bit of a guesstimate of where to cut this tape into. That's not guesstimate. 40mm, so now it's going to go in 30mm. Okay, so that's pretty good. Alright, I have done a guesstimate and it was alright. So I'm going to cut down these lines, and that's going to give me basically where I need to get the plastic back to. Also need to figure out which side is inside and outside. So with safety glass there's always a little marking. Okay, so this is the outside. Alright, so let's flip it over. With safety glass there's always a little marking in one of the corners that'll have the specs of the glass. In this case it's in this bottom corner over here, and you always want to put that, just as a general rule, you want to put that facing out so that it reads right. It doesn't make any difference in terms of the glass. The glass is the same on both sides. It's more just like a looks thing. I think it's actually a survey thing as well, like commercially you have to do that as well, but I'm not sure. I always just put it out just because it looks better. So nice and gentle just on the plastic. Okay, just like the windows on the side, we want to peel this side glass back. Right, cool. God, I love glass, it's so nice to work with. because I'm doing this window slightly different, I'm not going halfway up the side of the glass, I'm going onto the top of the glass. So I can cut the tape weave different. So I'm actually cutting the tape too big. Fits like well over the edge. And then I'm going to go back and trim it with a knife.
Hello.
What'd you hear, Bucky dog?
You doing something? I'll show you what we're up to. Can you see James there? He's doing the window. And he's recording next to the camera.
That's what he was looking at. So once you got the tape on, you want to go down and make sure it's like really firmly on all the way around that edge. And you'll see the edge come up more prominent in the tape. It's like really obvious. So it's a real sharp knife, take your time. You don't want to rip the tape, you want to slice it with a sharp razor. And you end up with a really perfect, clean, crisp line all the way along. So that trimmed up, that's what you're left with. So I'll come right down, I'll see if I can show you. So that's the sort of edge you're left with. You got a real, it's a wee bit hard to show you, the camera doesn't really want to focus, but you've got three angles. So you've got the tape, you've got that top, sort of the clear little bit you can see there, that's a 45-degree cut, and then you've got a polished edge, and there's another 45 on the other side. But that, going around with a knife, you end up with a perfect line on the top of that 45, which is exactly what we want. Okay, ready? Hard over one side, so I need a spacer half the size. So exactly the same process as on the side windows. Make sure you go around and get a real crisp edge. Don't want any air bubbles. Air bubbles basically mean stuff can get underneath, so you can risk having a crappy edge. So use your fingernail, squeeze out the air bubbles.
Everything done on the other side?
Yep. Okay. Bottom good?
Yep.
Can you just hold it top? Just going to push the bottom out. I need it to be flush.
Yeah. You got 3 mil, 2, 1 mil.
How's it on this corner here?
Oh, it's 3 mil in. Stop.
Have you done?
Come and have a look, see what you think. It's high, isn't it? Do you not have any more sticker?
No.
We need to go get some.
Yeah. this one better than the other one? You just put that water in. Like that well, it's on. So I'm just using a bit of 120 grit to rough the surface up. I want quite a rough surface so that there's plenty of bite for the new sealer to grab hold of. In case you're wondering what that noise is in the background, that's a sandblaster that runs most days in the yard. So what I was thinking, I've got some thin gaps on the side of these windows here. They're about 5mm. Some of the other gaps, like along the bottom, is much bigger. It's maybe 10mm. So I was thinking of cutting. I've got basically a very small hole in this nozzle if I don't cut it, and I was going to use that to go squeeze it into the thin bits, and then when I want to put bulk and mounts onto this second window, slice the end off till I've got a nice big fat hole at the end of it. They work much better when you cut the ends off this.
Roll up my window, don't know where I'm bound. Driving by the river, there's a hole in the ground. Hand-me-down t-shirt, sticking on my back. Heading for a fall. Had to get up to crawl. I ain't got no time to stall. On my way to nowhere, I'm not afraid at all. Roll out my window, can stand the fresh air. So far from the city, couldn't even compare. Ragged down highway, too many miles.
You're going to take the tape off, eh?
Heading for a fall. Had to get up to crawl. I ain't got no time to stall. On my way to nowhere, I'm not afraid at all.
Alright, so next job we're going to whip this other door off. The reason being is I need to weld in a stainless pipe at the top so I can fit a dog onto that door. I haven't done it on this door I haven't needed to up until this point, but I don't want to do any welding with the window in, so we're going to do it now and then we'll fit the window. So we've got two windows in, those two over there. We've got the door on that side and we've got another door here that we need to fit a window to. This is the door and there's a reason why we pulled it off. Let me show you on this door here. So up in the top here we've got a piece of stainless pipe that's welded in, goes all the way through to that side, and it basically allows us to make this setup here and create that as a pivot for the dog. I don't have one on the other door, so that's what we've got to put in, and I need to get that done before I can put the windows in. So with a bit of stainless from the scrap pile, we're going to turn this into a pivot. So drilling through this door, there's quite a few layers of steel here. So this is 50 by 5, then there's a 3mm layer under there, and then there's a 2.5mm wall of a box section. So there's about 11 odd mil of steel to get through up here. And then on the underside, if I spin right around, so this is a 50 by 25 box. We've got to drill all the way through that, so that's pretty much hollow, so that's irrelevant. And then we've got 2.5mm at the other side. And then the tube gets welded top and bottom, and then last time I ended up piercing across this end, so I had to run 2 welds either side there. So that's kind of what I'm bracing for. So we'll get in, we'll start drilling this. So we were making some really good progress and then the drill went blunt. So we had to do a drive into town, which takes about an hour and 20 minutes out of our workday. So it was kind of right at the end of the day, and we're just about finished on that hole. So that's the last job for me today. I'm going to belt that hole out, weld it up in the morning, and then we can get going. It's deceptive. It looks like it's not cutting, but I think it is cutting. Awesome. Got to show you this. So last time when I cut this, I have to offset the hole slightly to the top of this frame. So I end up chopping basically down there. So you'll see the hole saw potentially go all the way down that side beam there. That's what happened last time, which is hopefully what's going to happen again this time. I think I'm going to have to drill it from the other side. Done! Right, let's see if it fits. Oh, bit of shit in it. So sometimes when you're working with very fine tolerances like this, it pays to have a large adjustment stick. Let's clean this up and get it welded. We want to make sure we've got enough sticking out of each end so that we can get a weld all the way around. That's where we're getting the bulk of our seal from, so we'll weld it around there and then all the way down this back end here, so that there'll be 2 beads up there and 1 bead around each end.
You can call me stupid, you can call me sheep, you can say I'm lazy, you can say I'm weak. You think that using her will get to me, and if you're right then you're in trouble deep, 'cause I will break my honor, I won't wait. You're in trouble deep. But when it comes to her, you better keep it sealed. Don't you dare say a single word, or I will strike you where it feels. You think that using her will get to me, and if you're right then you're in trouble deep, 'cause I will break my honor, I won't wait. You're in trouble deep. Standing underneath the lights, looking through each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into one when they hit the ground. I hear the sound of empty streets. Yesterday has gone to sleep, so all that's left is you and me. I can promise you're the only thing I see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream.
I'll dry fit it actually. Turn it before
Quiet voices in the night. Time is running out of sight. A lonely wind is passing by, tries to carry all the whispers that it finds. The walls are listening when we talk, making echoes as we walk. There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made-up place that only we can see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream.
Yeah, that works.
I love you both.
Oh, thank you. All right, little girl, you go inside. Are you passing through or with you?
We've got a couple of weeks.
Oh, Oh.
Bundy.
Yeah.
And as always, I've watched all your videos so far.
Oh, really?
I go to Baltimore, get some chips, and I got to say hi to Damien.
Oh, brilliant.
When you've got some time, hey, come over and
Yeah,
say
just
hi.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All we got to do is press this in and then we're done for a bit, so hang around.
Let me help.
Yeah, cool.
Where are they?
Done, yeah.
You don't fucking want it.
You direct where the blocks and stuff go.
Let's shut it, bud.
Clip.
Oh, can you put those things in, Jess?
Yeah. Oh, where are they?
Down the bottom.
How about them?
Who's riding wheel? Yep. You right?
You're
They get heavier the longer you hold.
Yeah, I know.
Is that
Is that in?
That's in, that's in.
Yeah.
Okay, on this side now.
Yeah. You right?
Yep, you just go.
That is some big loss.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, cool.
Alright. Yeah, we'll do
Swap
it.
you over.
Yep.
Thanks.
I'm just keeping a little bit of pressure
Yeah,
on that top
that's-
plug there, so.
You got idea what a craft knife went, Jess?
Knife. So,
Yeah.
Here it is.
Wow, thank you.
That's pretty good actually.
Yeah, the inside's always better than the outside.
Do you want to try this technique? Well, just showed me, it looks
I'll finish
amazing.
on the inside.
Yeah, no, I mean on the outside because it's so much thicker, it's kind of put myself.
Oh, yeah.
I'll leave you to do it with your steady hands.
Not too much.
nice little smear.
Oh.
Just gives you that smoothing effect.
Okay, let's bring it off.
Coming off you. Do you have any black box or any wipes? Any wipes? Get that message.
Oh, like a wipe.
Yeah, anything like that.
Grab one of those.
Are these all rags?
Yep, that's
Okay.
good.
After meeting Scott yesterday and him helping us get the third window in, the next morning we went to the beach early and onto Bunnings to pick up some insulation before finishing the last window. So we're waiting on someone to help us get those down. James wandering around trying to find someone.
These are going to be the battens for the wall in the bedroom. Well, some of the walls.
They're quite big, aren't they?
They're 70 mil. That way they're 70 mil by 35 mil. I need 70 mil so I can get the 120 of insulation because I've got 50 mil of steel ribs. There you go. Right, the home stretch. This is the last window on the back to go in, so start marking it out. I've personally found it easier to have the grabbers vertical than having them horizontal top and bottom. Just find it easier to, you know, shimmy the glass around, etc. Because you can kind of angle it, you know, quite decently. Versus if you've got them top and bottom, it's quite awkward to sort of do that. Just my take on the whole thing. How you getting on?
Oh, good.
Meths, best stuff for cleaning these windows. So an issue I've just seen on this window are these welds. If I come over this side, you can see I must have missed this, but for some reason I've got a manky ass weld hanging out the side, and there's another one just up here, and they're sticking out. If you look at the window, they actually stick out a long way. That's one, and then this one a bit lower down, you got that one. So I'm gonna have to nip those off. The window's not gonna fit. Well, it does fit in there, but it's too tight to that, and I don't want to have any metal having the ability to touch it, so we're gonna get rid of that. I think we need to put a couple of packers in there to lift it up.
I think you're going to hit the corner. There's a weld in the corner.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 2 mil. I'm not thinking
yeah.
like much. Top and bottom, it's alright, eh?
Yeah, I think it looks alright.
Yeah, that's good. So when you come to these corners like this, where you've got a bit of a crisscross, take your nice sharp razor blade, just do a nice neat cut like that. You end up with a beautifully square and lovely looking corner. Done. How awesome is that? And if you want to, you could even radius that off and do whatever you want. For us, we don't need to. Square's okay for what we're doing. So, important thing to remember. So we've put our black line, permanent marker line, all the way around the window, and we put our tape, say 3mm, 4mm out from the line, get some methylated spirits on a rag, clean rag, and clean that black line off, because if you don't, you're going to see it through your sicker, through the glass, and you end up with like this nice black background from the sicker with this horrible black vivid line right in the middle of it all. I'm not going to tell you how I learned that, but there's one window on the boat you're not allowed to look at.
Can you quickly put the things in? Get this come in there. Okay. Now the plastic one up here. See where the mark is? Yeah.
Easiest way that I've found anyway of getting the tape off at this stage while it's still wet, get one hand without a glove, one hand with a glove. That way you can pick the tape off with your fingernails, and then it doesn't matter if you've got a messy bit, you can just pull it off with your gloved hand. And have a rubbish bin next to you, because you're going to be piling heaps of tape and rubbish into that bucket. There you have it, bonded windows. We've got 4 of them across the back of the boat. They came up really nice. They fit really flush. You can sort of see, a wee bit hard in the light, but you can sort of see they're flush all the way down. Yeah, really stoked with how they turned out. Previously, people have asked us about how strong this glass is. Dean from B&S Glass saw our last episode and he sent us this little video. This is the exact same 10mm toughen that's used on Brupeg. Thanks Dean, cheers mate.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit